Well, it's a sad day because camping season has come to a close and you have to winterize your Class B camper van. We're going to show you how to do it on ours, specifically our 2024 Entegra Ethos 20T, which will also be the same instructions for the Jayco Swift 20T. And it might be a little challenging because we've already winterized it, so I'm going to show you how to prep it and then the actual steps how to do it. Now, even if you don't have an Entegra Ethos or a Jayco Swift, the same prep and steps will typically apply to what you have, whether it be a Travato or a Tolero or some other Class B camper van. So before you even start this process, you're gonna wanna make sure that you dump all your holding tanks, your black, your gray, your fresh, and even your low point drains. So on this van specifically, the valve for the low point drain is under the bed on the passenger side. Now there's also two valves for low point drains on the off-camp driver side, and that's for your hot line and your cold line. So make sure you also drain those. Now this van is equipped with the Truma hot water and furnace combination, and that's located underneath the bed on the driver's side. So you're definitely gonna wanna bypass that. So there's two valves that you're gonna have to close and one that you're gonna have to open. On the top, closest to the system itself, is the hot water inlet. You're gonna have to turn that 90 degrees counterclockwise so it's in line with the line itself. Lower, you're gonna have the cold water inlet, and you're gonna have to also turn that 90 degrees counterclockwise so it is in line with the line itself. And the last is the pressure valve. That little yellow tab, you're gonna have to make it stick straight out. So when it's just flopping in any direction, the valve is closed. And when it's straight out, it's open. And what that also is gonna do is drain any water that's in the hot water tank. Now further back in that compartment, more towards the back of the van, you're gonna see a white capsule with two water lines heading to and from it. Now inside of that, there's a water filter cartridge that you're gonna wanna remove. And that gets replaced every year. Now it's best practice to put a towel down because there might be some residual water in there that might come out when you take that out. Now the van should have come with a plastic circular wrench to get that water cartridge off, but if it didn't, any old wrench will do. So once you take that capsule off, take the water filter cartridge out, you're gonna put that back in and make sure both lines to and from are still open. So at this point, the van should be drained of water, should be dry, should be nothing in your tanks, and now you're ready to introduce some antifreeze to your RV. So you are gonna have to have the van's house batteries on and also the water pump turned on. Now your water fixture valves are gonna have to be set to 2 and 4 for sanitize, winterize. So what it's gonna do when you turn your fixtures to 2 and 4, when you have your hose hooked up in your city connection and the other end in the antifreeze, the water pump is actually gonna suck the antifreeze through the hose into your lines. So the first thing you gotta do is obviously get RV antifreeze, and it's very important that you get antifreeze specifically for RV and boat winterizing and not your typical auto antifreeze that you would put as coolant in your radiator. I'll put up on the screen right now what we used in ours, which we picked up at O'Reilly's for like $6 a gallon, and we picked up 3. Now you could probably get away with 2 gallons if you're super conservative, but we chose 3 and we were a little bit more liberal with the use of the antifreeze. So after you pick up your antifreeze, you're gonna want a really short hose. You're not gonna want your typical 50, 100 foot long hose because then you're gonna have to suck up all that antifreeze through that entire hose. So we use one that's like 3 foot long, and that's actually gonna be hooked up to your city water connection. So we poured all 3 gallons of antifreeze into one big 5-gallon bucket just to make the process a little bit easier and more efficient. If you don't have a bucket, that's fine. You can just move from gallon to gallon to gallon. Now there's 5 things that we're gonna winterize in this van. The first of which is gonna be the kitchen sink and the drain, the shower in the bathroom, the sink in the bathroom, the toilet, the outdoor shower, and the shower drain. So once you've got your antifreeze, your hose, your pump on, it's time to start putting antifreeze in the lines, and it's a very simple process. All you gotta do is use the faucets, and it's very important that you use both cold and hot separately. Now for the shower, I just simply held the head over the toilet because I didn't want the antifreeze on the ground or anything like that. Same with the outdoor shower. And it is worth noting, it is gonna take a while for that antifreeze to get through the hose, to get through your system, to get through the faucet, so have a little patience. But once it finally is in your system, make sure, like I said, you run hot, you run cold. That's on the kitchen sink, the shower, the bathroom sink, and then obviously the outdoor shower is only cold. But you basically just run it until you see pink coming out. There might be a little bit of residual water in the lines, which is fine. Some people do choose to blow out the lines with an air compressor. Now, if you do that extra step, you're gonna have to have that attachment that goes onto your air compressor that hooks up to your city connection, and I recommend not setting your air compressor to anything higher than 40 PSI. We didn't do that. It's not absolutely necessary, it's just an extra step that's optional that some people choose to do. So once you do all the faucets, the kitchen sink, the shower, the bathroom sink, the outdoor shower, you're gonna wanna pour a little bit of antifreeze down the shower drain as well as the kitchen drain. Now it's not super necessary to do it down the kitchen drain because obviously when you're doing it through the faucet, it's gonna go down the drain anyway. But if you've got extra antifreeze, might as well. And that's pretty much the whole process. Wipe down any messes that you made because it likely will stain if it's not on like stainless steel, like in the sink, like countertops, bathroom sink, the floor. Give it a good wipe down and your Class B camper van is winterized. Pretty sure I got everything, but if I did forget something, leave your question in the comments and we'll be sure to respond and try to help you out. Anyway, thanks for watching, good luck, and happy storing. Red on the bottom, green on the top?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This ain't my first rodeo, bro.
Is it your second?
I'm not the one that forgets to record.
It's not that I forget, it's just the record button is soft.
Well, what's your excuse when the drone goes up?
There isn't one. Today we're gonna show you how to winterize a camper B van, specifically our, what?
A camper V van?
Is that what I said?
You said camper B van.
Class B van. So the first thing you gotta do is obviously get RV and it's very important that you get specific RV antifreeze because there's a huge difference between autofreeze. And that's actually gonna be hooked up to your, now there's also two low point drains. Now there's also two low point, and that is located underneath the, and that is gonna, and that's located underneath the, hello?
Why are you smiling like that?